Right, y'all. So now let's move on and let's talk about Lizzo, who has a new album coming out called Bitch. Bitch, that bitch. But anyway, so she has an album out called Bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother. I'm a sinner and a saint. I do not feel I don't know why she went and decided to use that as a damn chorus. But shout out to Meredith Brooks. Overall, the song is a chop. It's whatever. It's like Lizzo giving you typical Lizzo, but she's out here complaining and saying that the algorithms are destroying the music industry and it's screwing up her album promo. Now she did release a video. I think it was on TikTok, but I saw it over on the Twitter, which is a better clip anyway. And she broke it down. I was saying, like, you know what, everybody's out here saying, oh no, because you're a flop, you're this, that, and the other. I thought maybe it has to do with the fact that because of the controversies around her with the sexual harassment and all of this, so maybe people just not feeling her era of music. Now I like the rap stuff that she was doing, that mixtape and everything that she had came out with recently. I was living for that. So I was like, oh, Lizzo switching up. It's different. I mean, I know she's rapped in the past, but I was really liking what she was doing there. But when it comes to the music, it sounds like your typical it feels like marching band music is what she kind of gives me. And I know she plays the flute like old girl did in American Pie, but for the most part, I prefer. I don't know. I like Lizzo when she's a little edgy or a little ratchet, but she's out here literally blaming algorithms for why her music is tanking. Now, I do have that clip. We are going to play that clip, and then afterwards, we are going to come back and talk about it. Please hold.
Hi, I'm Lizzo. I have an album coming out in 23 days, and I bet you nobody even knows that. I'll tell you why. Full disclaimer, last time I made a video like this, I got
Hold on, not her introducing herself. But anyway, let's get back to the clip.
some hate on the internet because people were like, oh, she's just mad that she's flopping. But in person, in real life, real people in the industry came up to me and said, thank you for saying what you said because everybody else is too scared to say it. So I'm gonna end this disclaimer by saying, I don't really care what somebody on the internet who's never done this before has to say about it because you don't know what you're talking about, and I do. The algorithm based way that social media functions now is destroying the music industry. Now, when I say the music industry, I don't mean music culture. I don't mean the good music that's out. I don't mean our ability to connect via social media to music. I'm talking about the actual industry that allows artists to sell their music for profit. Because if your algorithm is super serving you things out of order of when they're happening, then the general public has no idea when music is actually coming out. I have had several occasions where there were artists whose music I was actually looking forward to, I completely missed because I didn't realize it was out because my algorithm didn't tell me. And I don't want to blame everything on the algorithm. Of course, we curate our own reality. However, back in the day, which was maybe even just 5 years ago, we used to get things chronologically. Because of streaming and social media and our post-COVID chronically online society, most of music marketing is online. Not to mention budgets are, therefore, music marketing relies heavily on social media. But now, ever since the algorithm has been showing us things out of order, baby, there's actually no way to successfully promote an album where everyone knows your album is coming. Now, mind you, when I say everyone knows your album is coming, that doesn't mean whether they care or not that it's coming. Believe it or not, once upon a time, there were artists who were just the biggest on the planet who everyone knew their album was coming, whether they were going to buy it or not. It was ubiquitous. Where it bites me in the ass is I have a private page. I have a private page with over 280,000 people who follow me because they support me, because they love me. But even when I post on that page, I'm not hitting their algorithm. I have 280,000 people who want to buy my album, who want to see me on tour, and they're not even seeing my promotional videos. And I get accused of not promoting my album when I'm doing morning shows, podcasts, Netflix specials, dropping the packaging, dropping the cover, doing my part. And it's not just me. because virality does not equal album sales. There are people who are super viral whose albums just don't sell as much as their fame. Their albums don't match the amount of views they have on their posts. And listen, I'm going to be okay. I'm a big girl. I'm a very successful woman. I have a loyal fan base. I'm saying this to bring awareness to where we're headed. It is deeply concerning, you guys. Fans are not even aware that their favorite artist is releasing music. And they're doing everything they need to do to keep up with their favorite artists. They follow them. Something has got to give about this, but you know what? What do I know? I'm just a girl. My album Bitch is coming June 5th, and if you didn't know, now you know.
All right. Well, the album's coming out on June 5th. So the question remains, do y'all care? What do you think is the overall reason why Lizzo's music is not hitting, or the algorithm is algorithming? Because I don't look. The only way that I be knowing the albums come out because I'm on Apple Music. I didn't know she was releasing music until I happened to be on Apple Music, and um I saw that the album cover was up there and it had her with the middle finger, bitch and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, so Lizzo got new music coming out. Then I heard the new single and so that's the only way I found out. But for the most part, I don't know. Like, what do you do? Because there are people out here who they do the work they can. And I always felt that in my heart of hearts that because record labels are so damn lazy and don't, I guess, have the money or the budget, whatever, to want to put into nurturing, promoting an artist that you can rely on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and and Snapchat, or, excuse me, or whatever social media platform that you are a part of that can get your music out there. She also felt that racism and fat phobia has a lot to play into why she's not getting the recognition. Because look, at one point, Lizzo had to lose a whole lot of weight for y'all to take her seriously. And that seems to happen with a lot of artists, that they start out being big and proud, or whatever the case is, and they have to resort to the Ozempic or diet and exercise, or, like the Ozempics and the Manjaros and every other little trick under the sun in order for y'all to look at them and see them and take them seriously. Me personally, it's like, I like the idea of Lizzo. I like that she out there here doing her thing, but her music don't be hitting me like that. I mean, so I'm not gonna take away and say like, well, she don't know what she's talking about, but it's like because she's in the business and and she understands what's going on. But I really wish that what would happen, instead of Lizzo being the sole person to come out here and say what needs to be said, that a lot of you pussy ass hoes hiding behind the scenes and messaging her and probably, oh yeah, I agree with you. You right, you right, sis, and all this other stuff. Unless instead of you doing that, how about y'all all as a collective, a lot of you who are in powerful positions or have powerful and big careers would stand in solidarity? What they all gonna do? Shelve all of y'all for having an opinion? Who they gonna have to promote? Some bitch over there at on TikTok that still can't get people to buy their music? So as a collective, maybe some of y'all should come out and actually say something and speak on the behalf of everybody out of here who is struggling as a squirrel trying to get a nut, and speak up for those who don't have the ability to speak up for themselves. So but yeah, she has been everywhere. She was at, what was it? She went and did CBS Morning. She went and did the roast of Kevin Hart. She's been in a lot of places. So, and she also said on Twitter, when I saw this, she retweeted Pop Crave doing the clip of the video that I've just played y'all. She said, mark my words, I'm on the right side of history. You're welcome. So, some people gonna feel like, okay, now you're being a little arrogant. But I was like, hold on, let me see if what people said in the comments. Okay, it said one person said, no, Lizzo, we know you are releasing music. The general public doesn't just give a fuck about your music. You're flopping and it's okay. Another person said, my dear, we know all of your songs, even the ones you are about to write. um, then somebody posted, no, honey, your album is taken because your music sounds like this. Essentially, I can hear that in the background. I don't want to get, monetized. I mean, demonetized. And then there's a, all you're doing is complaining when the real issue is your illusion of talent. You are not culturally significant, important, or even interesting in a world of Ice Spice, Addison. Child. Not about in a world of Ice Spice and Addison Rae, two of the biggest Kayas in the business. The DI era is over. No one from your era is relevant. Oh, so now you're a racist piece of shit. History of what? Calling your dancers fat and treating them like shit. Another person said, I'm on the right side of history. Flop story. It gets worse. Another person said, maybe we need to just go back to physical copies and limited editions again. Overconsumption and easy access to shit nowadays. People don't appreciate art no more. I don't know. Um, so besides some of them negative ones, well, that was at least a good positive one. Another person said, Lizzo, you're just not in demand, baby. We tired of them I'm a bad bitch songs. Personally, never tune into those in the first place. And someone posted, not now, Lizzo, we streaming Jade. so yeah. So that seems to be it. It seems like to me that people are just not feeling Lizzo. So maybe that's why she's flopping. It ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you're, that people don't know that your music is coming out. Maybe the reality is they just don't see it for you. And that's all right. They just don't see it for you though. But I want to hear it from you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Why do you think Lizzo's music is just not resonating with people? Or do you think there is some truth to that maybe the reason why people are just not featuring her or whatever is that they're not featuring it's just they're not featuring her. It's not that it's affecting all these other artists, which to be honest, I think it is affecting all the other artists because algorithms and all this other stuff, and they're saying people are not aware that albums is coming out. I know when albums is coming out because like I said, I have Apple Music, so it lets you know what albums are coming up and all the other stuff. And I put the reminder in, so when the album drops, it's in my history, and I can go right in there and listen to it. So there's ways that you can find out without necessarily having to rely on the social media platforms to know when someone's record is coming out. So I definitely want to hear from you on this matter. What do you think maybe the reason behind Lizzo's music not resonating with the people or being aware that it's coming out? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.